In this video, I'm going to talk about Turkey, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Pakistan. On this channel, we talk a lot about diversifying your team in another locations. And Asia is part of the world that we are trying to expand. Today, I'm going to talk to you about our experience hiring in some of the Asian countries. I'm Hadia, HR manager here at Nomad Capitalist, where we help 7 or 8 figure entrepreneurs and investors go where they're treated best. I've been leading team expansion in the whole world, and Asia is the next place I'm looking at. So when we're deciding to expand in another country or try to hire there are a couple of things that we consider. Unemployment rate. If unemployment rate is high, there will be more people that want your position. I also look at English language, how many people, what is the percentage of people that speak that language, the ease of doing business. If government wants you actually to hire remote people, if government wants you to open company there, I think that's very interesting and very important. I look at average salaries. Most of these countries have average salaries as low as $300, $500, $600. You can offer a few times more than that, and you will have one of the most dedicated team members. Most of our team is dispersed in Western and Eastern Europe, Latin America, some people in South Africa. Asian countries are places that we didn't have so many team members, and for us to ensure that we cover all the time zones and we cover all parts of the world, I want to try and find new places in Asia. Asia is a big place, of course. There are different regions within Asia, and particularly I'm interested in Southeast Asia, and I'm going to talk to you about countries there as well. Southeast Asia and some of the countries there is where I've been looking. Besides that, I've been looking at Turkey, which has parts both in Europe and Asia. We had team members in the UAE as well, in Dubai. I'm gonna share my experience with each of them. Let's start with Turkey. Huge population, almost 85 million people. So talent pool there obviously is huge. When we post applications, and mostly we use LinkedIn, we get hundreds of applicants for each role. How many of those are qualified and how many of them speak English? That's obviously a different topic, but that applies to every country where English is not a first language. Unemployment rate in Turkey is about 10%, and average salary monthly is around $240. Of course, people educated in Europe, US, and in other countries who bring global perspective to your team, and the people that you need in your team make much more than that. Compared to people on the same level in Western Europe or the US, they make at least 50% less. I like time zone of Turkey because it's somewhere in the middle. If you have a global team, that's good. You are not far from Europe. You are not far from Middle East. You will have better luck finding Arabic speaker in Turkey. And plus, Turkish language is also very beneficial. Again, so many people speak the language, so it depends on your product, but you might need that. Business opportunities there are quite good as well. One thing I would consider when I'm hiring in Turkey and any other country actually is that their currency, Turkish lira, is losing its value a lot. So you should always fix the salary in USD. That way, everybody will be happy. Taxes are acceptable as well. There are countries with lower taxes, of course, but I think 22.5% is not bad. There's different setup for freelancers. It's 15%. Obviously, if you're hiring freelancers for specific roles, of course, it will be beneficial for you that people pay low taxes for freelance positions. In Turkey, what I noticed is that you have to go only either for Istanbul, Izmir, or Ankara, main cities and big cities where young population will be, and that's who is going to speak English. Only 17% of Turkish population speak English, but when there's 85 million people in the whole country, 17% is much more than you need. What I like about Turkey is the location. If I have people in Istanbul and I want to bring them to team buildings or trainings, I can very easily fly them to somewhere else. Or if I bring team to Istanbul, easy flights. Istanbul is one of the most connected airports in the world. Geographical location is great of Turkey. It's between Europe, Middle East, Caucasus, it is great if you want to build a Eurasian team. Something I would consider when building a team there is that there might be more relaxed attitude towards business and towards how fast things should get done. It's a bit different from how businesses work in the US and how they work in Turkey, how much they put more emphasis in personal relationships in business. So I would consider cultural aspects when hiring in Turkey. Let's talk a little bit about Southeast Asia, particularly Malaysia. We have our events there, Nomad Capitalist Live. We find a lot of advantages of either doing business or doing an event or hiring a team in Malaysia. First of all, Malaysia has a very diverse cultural background. You can, they are already people who are used to working, living with different ethnicities, and that makes them very collaborative team members. So I think that's a big advantage for remote and international teams. Sometimes when I talk about certain countries, I mention that government being open for you to build a team there is very important for you. And Malaysian government is usually very open to remote workers or digital nomads. They have specific programs for that. So when you have government supporting you, building the team or doing the business, that really helps you, makes things easier for you. Unemployment rate is quite low in Malaysia. It's around 3.5% approximately. But if you're an international company, you bring all those benefits that we talk about, and you are willing to pay more than country's average, which is around $1,400. Depends where your business is or where the headquarters or where the clients are. Because of a low amount of people that we have employed in Asian countries, Malaysia has not been the best time zone for us. Of course, we always consider time zones. That's one of the criteria. Because of our team being distributed more in European countries, Western, Eastern Europe, Latin America, and so on, we do not have a lot of people in Asia yet, and Malaysia particularly has not been the best time zone for us because of that. But of course, team members that are very, very collaborative, it is really easy to have that constant communication. So in the end, it still helps us a lot because we do have some clients that are in the similar time zone as them. Personal income can start from 1%, depends on how much you earn, of course, and it can grow depending on the tax bracket. But compared to Western European countries or US, the taxes are low, making it less costly for you to hire there. Another country I looked at is Vietnam. We already have some team members there. Vietnam is a country that you have to know a bit more about its cultural background and its people, how they operate before you bring someone in. And that obviously extends to any country, to be honest. I mostly looked in Ho Chi Minh City and in Hanoi. I think that's where you can find most people that are international and they want to work with companies abroad. Officially, unemployment rate is around 2%, but I would say that it's very family-oriented culture. But if one person in the family has a job, rest of the family might not registered as unemployed. I would not let low unemployment rate discourage you to find or look for talent there. Compared to some countries in that region, Vietnam has very low cost of living. The tax rate varies from 0 to 35, again, depending how much your team member earns. Vietnamese people are known for being multilingual, English, French, Mandarin, and of course Vietnamese. They do speak most of these languages. That will be beneficial for you if you want to expand in that particular area and location. Vietnam has relatively young talent pool. Of course, that's what you need if you're going to hire a remote team. And something that I consider most important, Vietnamese people are known for their hardworking nature, work ethic. That is what you need in your team. If you just compare it to Singapore, which of course has different environments and they're not completely comparable, but they're in the same region, and for some reasons it might not make a difference for you where you hire. Cost of living is 123% less than Singapore. If you want to hire a full stack developer or another position in marketing, does not really make huge difference for you where exactly in that time zone or region you will hire, and Vietnam has a bigger advantage in that case. This is why a lot of tech startups specifically started expanding in Vietnam. So if you are maybe in that sphere, you can look at Vietnam as well. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit about Pakistan. Some of our clients have done well hiring their teams there. I mostly look roles in technical marketing there. For example, we have SEO and similar roles covered. Average salary in Pakistan is around $300, and unemployment rate is around 8%. Depends on what kind of roles you're looking for, but I think marketing, software development, those type of roles, they could be filled very easily with talent from Pakistan. I would say that the issue of gender inequality is quite big in Pakistan. Women do not get as many opportunities as men, so international companies will be much more popular in a female population and female talent. So I would advise to look there if you have available positions. Because of the environment in Pakistan, it is hard for some young people to actually advance in their careers. So many young people are leaving Pakistan to go somewhere else. Of course, if you will be able to provide those opportunities and fair career progression plans in your companies, they will actually be very happy. They will be very dedicated team members. So you can look there. Pakistan indeed has experienced some instability in the country or turbulence. That's why it's not very, very easy to do a business there. I would not, it's up to you if you want to open a company there, but probably you would go with contracted positions and roles to make it easy for you to operate that. When it comes to taxes, it could start from 0, it goes up to 35%. These are some of the countries that I'm looking to hire in Asia. I do not know exact outcomes yet, and I will be happy to share that later on with you, either on this channel or at Nomad Capitalist Live in Malaysia. If you're interested in these topics, you can watch more videos on this channel, or you can go to our website if you would like to become a client and get help on these topics and issues. You can go to nomadcapitalist.com/apply.